Welcome back, everyone, to the Soulcast, episode 8. Wait, it's episode 8, right?
Yes, welcome back, Max and Moz.
Yes, we were absent. We were absent last week. But yeah, now we're all back. The originals, all back to record episode 8 for you guys.
You know, a big thanks for
Anyway,
Jack for helping me out while you guys were
oh
away.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think it still turned out a pretty solid
Yeah.
episode. Bit of change of
yeah.
pace.
Thank you, Jack.
Some different heads in the house. Is that a saying?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm Monarch or Maxwell, and I'm joined here with my two other lovely co-hosts. We have D Shaw or Jade,
Oh my god,
and
that's me.
oh yeah, and then we have Fucus or Moz or Alex.
Hey.
He has 3
Yeah.
aliases because he's special.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a lot in store.
Do we just more than usual?
Well,
No.
I don't know. We'll see. I guess.
Okay,
No.
not
Anyway.
really, not particularly.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, yeah, you guys have to
How
see.
far we get
The
through.
timestamp might give some of it away, but keep to yourselves.
Maybe.
Let the illusion do its thing. So we got a couple of things planned. We might you might notice that Brogue is not in this video's title. Max and Alex, you want to explain what's up with that?
What? Why Brogue isn't? Well, I haven't really played much Brogue. I haven't played enough of it to really familiarize myself.
I too have not played.
I recall you swearing an oath last episode that you would play the next game.
No, listen. I looked at it. I've looked at it,
Okay.
but I just haven't had the.
Then not say time.
Oh no, not time. No, I just been busy with.
Raria, unbelievable.
I have it. I actually have it on my laptop. And I hopped in for a couple minutes, but I couldn't get a substantial amount out of it.
Peasants. Peasants.
Yeah.
I'll be a
Okay,
pro-
I take full responsibility for not managing my time correctly
I'll be a pro by the time we actually get around to talking about it.
doing pixel art instead.
Can you believe that? Can you believe we're working instead of playing Brogue?
Yeah, could you believe?
Okay, so that's why that's not on the the schedule. We'll kick ourselves off with the Tell Us Tuesday as usual. And the
Yep.
question was something to do with mobile games, which it's a lost podcast topic that we said we would do in like episode 3 or something, and then we never did.
Oh fuck, that's right.
So I guess this
Yeah.
is kind of like bringing that back for you long-time podcast listeners. So the question was, and I quote, if you could choose any mobile game to remake as a bigger PC or console title, which would it be and why? So sort of taking a smaller game and putting it onto a smaller, more limited game onto a bigger, broader platform.
Yeah.
And I think, Max, you had some answers prepared, so you want to kick us
What?
off with them?
No, I know. Okay. Shit. Right. So, I haven't played a mobile game in that long. And I was thinking about games that I would love to have on PC. And there's this one game that I consistently play on like the bus or whatever if I'm like bored as hell. It's the Battle of Polytopia.
Oh, that's true. You play that all the fucking time, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I'm not too bad at that game. But I'm paranoid that has a PC build already because now that I think about it, it might.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I was looking at some games before, but they had already been adapted to.
Oh, here we go. So apparently, Polytopia for Steam is coming out in summer of 2020, which is a bit vague, but
oh my god, get keen, fellas. Polytopia
so
PC.
yeah.
Is it like worth having its own like title? Because I haven't played it before. Is it like super unique that it would actually work on PC, or is it just good because it's on mobile? Because lots of mobile games, there's like better versions on PC.
I reckon. I mean, there's no features. Oh, sorry, Moz, you can go.
No, you. It's your game.
Yeah, there's no features in the game that are distinctly and exclusively set to having to be on mobile, which is why I kind of thought it would be good for a PC build because it can easily be adapted over. Um, it is kind of like a simpler and like quicker version of some other, like larger RTS or
Yeah,
like
yeah. Because
turn-based
my
titles.
my issue with this whole thing is that most games on mobile are just like shitter versions of games that you can get on PC.
Well, yeah. I mean, not necessarily shitter. I mean, this one has like a lot less content, right? But maybe that's why it's enjoyable. It's because it's simpler and it's like a quicker
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, I
Based.
think that that's one of the biggest things because I used to play it quite a lot when it came out, and now I just don't play any mobile games. But when I did, I liked the game because of its simplicity and its ease to use.
Yeah.
It's like it's got a nice stylistic touch on how to play those kind of. It's like a civilization builder cross with the classic like I don't know what could you call it? What would be the
I
max?
don't know.
The,
I don't know. Like
it's like
turn-based Age of Empires, but
yeah,
well, it's
that's
it's almost like Civ, but without politics.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that's you when you go sit down at your computer to play a game or sit down on your phone to play a game, it's a completely different experience, right? You're
Yeah.
looking for a different experience, so I think that's why that simplicity works. And I think regarding my previous statement, I'm not saying that mobile games are like strictly shitter than PC games. I'm just saying that most of them.
well, it
Um,
sounded like
no,
that,
no.
Jay.
See, that's why I'm bringing it up again. I'm saying that the
Sounded
ones,
like
the good mobile games are the
Prison
ones
East.
that can't have PC equivalents and like take
Yeah.
advantage of the medium.
I agree. I definitely agree.
So that's what I went by that. I'm not shitting on that. I've already stated that I love my mobile games, and that's why it's hard for me to answer this question. Is because games like mobile games that I do enjoy, like Florence, it's like you can't bring that to PC. Like it's not. Actually wait, it has a fucking PC version, but I'm not gonna buy it on
does.
PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
That's
buy it on PC, and I'm not gonna don't intend to play it on that, and I wouldn't recommend it to people. It's also more expensive. It's like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna pay more expensive for a less portable version. But whatever. But it's like, I don't know. It's not the same thing. And then other games, whether it's like you mob were talking about how they're so simple. It's like, have you guys played that fucking circle game where it's just like a line, and then you just like, well, it's like Ketchup. You know the developer? What is it? Ketchup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
none of those games. You would never bring that to PC,
No.
right? And so like I'm gonna sit down on my computer at my desk, boot up Steam to play like
Yeah.
some game.
Well, they
like-
just
yeah.
To play like, yeah,
they
like
just monopolize on their demographic
convenience and stuff.
that plays those games, which is old and young people.
Yeah.
And they are the ones who love repetition and ease to use, and that's exactly what those games are.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think that there's many games that actually would benefit from a transition. And I mean most that would, like you said before, was I've already done it. Because it's pretty like it's not easy, but it's doable now with all these engines like Unity and Unreal. They can just build straight to all platforms, including the mobile ones.
Yeah, yeah.
So like if the game is already working for both platforms, more often than not, they're just gonna shoot it to both anyway.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. Did you have any more games? Did you find any more games that you would want ported to
Well, I
bigger
mean,
versions?
yeah, just kind of like what we just mentioned before. The ones that I enjoy the most usually are tied in with the whole idea of being on mobile, and they usually use a lot of mechanics that are exclusive to mobile. Like for instance, I think one of my favorite text-based games. Oh fuck, what's it called? Hang on.
What are you talking
Let me
about?
There's a really, really good text-based game on mobile. It's Lifeline. That's right. It's basically where you assume kind of like it's kind of hard to explain. It's almost like an operator for like an emergency call thing. But so there's like a few different games in the series. It's more of a series now. But originally started off as one game where you would help out a stranded astronaut who was stuck on like the moon or something after the spaceship landed, and you would like help and like talk to him or her, and like help guide them through things. Like it was all like scripted and stuff. There was like a whole storyline. But it used the whole idea of your phone would be in your pocket and stuff, and you'd be able to hop on the game between scheduled events in your real in like your real day-to-day life. So it would kind of have this element of passing time. So you'd be like, oh yeah, go to this spot in the ship or go to this spot on the moon, and it might take them like an hour to or like half hour in real life before they get back to you.
Yeah, and that's why.
And it was
yeah,
really really interesting. But yeah, like you couldn't adapt it to PC or console because you wouldn't be sitting there for fucking half an hour going, oh yeah, my characters reached the point now. I'm just gonna boot up my game again, or hop back on my computer.
Yeah,
or console.
that's very interesting because lately I have recently bought The Longing. Have you guys seen me playing that recently, or talk about it?
No.
Do you
No.
guys have any idea what it is?
It sounds familiar. Hang on, what's it called?
Yeah, The
Longing?
Longing. Do a quick Google. You might have seen it before, but it's
Oh yeah, hang on, I've seen this.
the weirdest fucking game I've played in a while. It cost me $20. It's such a waste of. Well, I'm not gonna say it's a waste of money because it's definitely a valuable experience, but for the amount of like time I'm gonna spend in it, it's definitely not worth $20. Given the other games I could buy for $20, but it's basically sort of
Yeah.
like an idle cross like adventure-y sort of game. And the whole premise of the game is you have to wait 400 days before the king to return. And you're this
Oh.
little like fucking goblin dude who looks like Dobby from Harry Potter.
Yeah, I can see.
And you're just like walking around in caves for fucking 400 real time days, right?
Real days.
Yeah, so I can't finish the game until 400 days from when I first
What are
played it.
what's your objective to?
Nothing. That's the point. There's no fucking objective. It's just to wait 400 days. And the whole point, the whole game is just walking around in these caves. Just
So what do you collect something?
yeah, you just like at the moment all I've done is I've made a fucking fire and I've found a bit of red ochre so I can watch my dude draw red pictures.
Sounds enthralling.
I know.
I'm sure there's
10
something
Gotti.
to it that's.
No, you look at the reviews. Look at the negative reviews. People, it's just like boring game, nothing to do.
Have you looked at, say, like an ending to the game?
No, I'm not gonna look up the ending. That defeats the whole point. To
Yeah, I was about to
me,
say
me
what's the
waiting
point of
400 days. Yeah,
No,
I'll
I'm
literally never
saying-
play it.
I'm saying, like, if the game seems so simple, then there's probably, if you have to wait 400 days, there's probably a lot of things you could be doing on the game in those 400-day grace period.
I've played about 2
Nice.
hours, and I mean, I haven't found any yet. Like the whole.
No, so I was saying, if
yeah.
you look at somebody when they finish the game, you could see maybe they have, all of
Yeah,
these
no,
up-
I've seen like screenshots of
stuff.
like later game stuff, and it's just like fucking decorating your little home place thing for fucking
Pimping at your
400
crib.
days. Yeah,
400 days.
and I think
So
that,
is it like if I want to craft, say I want to craft like a shirt, is it going to take me 8 hours to sew the shirt together?
it's probably going to take you 8 hours to find the materials for a fucking shirt.
Yeah. But is it going to take me another 8 hours? To
I don't
sew
know,
it?
because I don't even know, because it's very linear, right? So I've just made my fire, which was like the only thing I could make, and now I'm looking for musical parts so I can make a musical instrument.
Oh,
But there's no option for me to like make a shirt. I know you can get all this shit because I've seen fucking screenshots, but I don't know where I'm meant to do it. And like the way the world's locked off is like what Max was talking about on the mobile stuff. It's sort of like time based. So like I spend an hour in the game fucking like walking around these like caves listening to the music, and then I get to a point and it's like, this door is locked. It will open in 2 months. I'm like, bruh. Like I'm supposed to come back here in literally real time 2 months from now
fuck.
to
Interesting.
unlock more areas. But it's weird because I don't know if it's on mobile. Did you guys see?
I'm gonna look it up now. I mean, if it's not on mobile, that'll be fucking crazy.
Yeah, because
'Cause
it
it'll be
feels like a
perfect for
mobile
mobile.
game.
Yeah.
Because it's so. I
I'm
mean,
gonna look
the
at
whole
the
game's
ending.
themes is just this, I guess, loneliness and yeah, the longing.
There's different types of endings you can have.
Oh my god, is there? Depending on what you do in the
I
400
can't
days.
find it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on mobile unless my phone's ancient. Or no, it's not picking up. Or hang on.
You can have different endings. Damn.
I can't find it.
And it's just so, it's so drawn out. Like, when you play the game, your character moves so fucking slow. It takes, like, whenever you change direction, he stops for a literal, like, I say, like, 3 seconds. If you count literally 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, to turn, to, like, change direction, that's so slow.
Yeah,
Um,
that's painful.
it's I don't know. It's a very interesting
Oh
experience.
yeah, I'm looking at some gameplay now, and
It looks enthralling.
it's just this.
Gripping.
It's
Edge
just
of your
black
seat
with like a
suspense.
tunnel that's brown, and this guy who's walking.
Yeah,
It's-
that's all. It's easy. You just walk
Oh,
around in the tunnels until you find like coal on the ground or something, and you pick it up.
yeah, he found moss.
Oh.
Yes. No. The other day I hopped on
Incredible.
and I found some moss and I harvested it. It was pretty epic. That was my
You see,
height
if
of
this
my
was like
experience.
if this was like free to play, I can understand it's like a like a nice little experiment game, very very different. You know, you can hop on, play for like half an hour every fucking month or whatever, and it's
Oh,
like sort of
no.
when you unlock
Yeah.
shit until the 2 years come along. But for $20,
It's
like,
$20. It's a $20 for a PC game. It's like,
is this worth it?
I think if they charge,
Even it,
I think like $10 on mobile.
$10 is a lot for mobile. I was thinking like literally like $4 for mobile.
Yeah.
'Cause you gotta
I don't
understand
know.
that mobile games are dirt cheap in the
Look,
first
maybe
place,
it-
unless
may-
it's like FTL, and then it's like fucking $14 out of nowhere.
Maybe it has more to offer than what I've seen, but
I don't know. Maybe there's
I'm-
something else that we're all
I'm
missing.
gonna stick with it, and I'll give you guys an update in a future episode, maybe. Maybe
Could you imagine if we all got the longing and we would just talk about it like every 2 months when we unlocked something?
yeah. Well, if you guys want to spend 20 of your own fucking
Nah,
money,
I think
Yeah,
on the game.
honestly,
oh well.
Well, I just I watched the full walkthrough of the game. Okay, because there's like a 10-minute video that I just like went really quick through,
Yeah.
and the beginning and end, he's just sleeping in a bed. That's it.
Now that is epic.
spoilers.
Like at the end, he's still in the same place that he started. All that you have is like,
You just have more shit in your fucking room.
yeah, he just collects stuff.
Imagine getting like literally 1.5 actual years through the game and someone just tells you the ending.
Yeah. No, I'll be fuming. Yeah.
Well, I
I
mean,
don't know. And
no,
I don't know if that's
there's
part
more
of the
to
game.
it. I didn't tell you all of it. Saying there was
There's
more.
still some juicy tidbits around there.
Yeah, there was still some more bits that happened before that.
Oh yeah.
The very ending.
I'm sure they're very very critical to the
Oh,
to the
they
gripping
were
plot of this game.
extremely.
if you look at the achievement progress on the game, I have none of them, but they're all just this like, get an instrument, get a moss farm, get a map of the kingdom, get a bed, get a
So it's all tied into the linearity of the narrative.
get a book, get a. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep
so-
playing it, and I'm gonna give it a go. But I don't know if I like this kind of game design on my PC games. Is what I'm trying to say. I think this probably would have been better as a mobile game, which is the inverse of the question. But I think it's relevant when talking about what makes mobile games work as titles on
Yeah.
that platform.
I agree.
And I'll have to give that fucking space game a game. What's it called? Lifeline. Yeah, I'll have to give that a go.
Yeah, like I reckon.
Oh,
you'll like
have
it.
you not-
It's like
Lifeline's
it's
a
like
good
$2.
game. It's good. There's
It
is good, it's
although
really
the
fun.
thing is, there's like 4 of them if you do it properly. There's 4.
All different
So-
games.
I mean, and they also cover different themes as well. So like the
Yeah.
first 2, I think, are like space, and then you have like the third is like a medieval type one.
oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no. So there's one major line which has like it's a trilogy. It's like
Oh, is there a third one out now?
yeah, the final.
I remember when
that
there was only
completes
2.
that completes
Oh,
the
shit,
space trilogy. So you know how you've got that guy who's in space.
Yeah,
Um,
Taylor. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
there's one more. I forgot what his name is, but yeah, there's one more where he yeah, it's just the end of his story.
Nice.
But they're really good games.
They're really interesting, yeah. I mean, because, yeah, like, I like the whole idea where you can, like, make your character do something and then you, like, do something in real life. Like, you're at school or something and then you hop on the bus and check it and they're like, I'm at the waypoint or whatever. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And it's real time. It's like, okay, I'm gonna make a fire, and he spends like 30 minutes, like, and then he'll come back and say, okay, I've made it. And it's like, cool. What?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do now? And then he's like, I've got these options. So you pick one. He's like, right, okay, I'm gonna go back into the shelter, say, to sleep. Or if you sleep outside, and if you sleep outside, you fucking freeze to death. If you sleep inside the hub next to the radiator, I think it is the
Yeah, and then you...
killer radiator, you stay alive, although you get radiation.
Yeah, I think with that question, actually, one of the things was like, hey, this emits this amount of rads.
Yeah,
Can you please check if I'll survive this, and you have to like look up like, will you survive this amount of
Yeah.
rads?
I remember with the. Do you remember the fire hydrant? So not the the types of fire extinguishers.
No.
Do you not? That must be in the third one then, because there's one in which
Yeah,
yeah.
I
It's like
think.
you have to
Yeah,
look up
I played the first and second one.
yeah, you have to look up what fire hydrant because there's like a couple, and it's like, oh no, there's this fire burning with this chemical in this situation. What fire hydrant do you use? So then you look at sorry, what fire extinguisher? Do you use grade da 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 chemical
Yeah.
grade?
I
Or
mean,
just-
yeah, I reckon that's kind of interesting. Like in most games, it kind of be annoying to have to like if it was like a PC game, you just fucking like alt tab out.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine having to
But in
open it
this-
up every fucking half an hour.
But like in this, it's because it feels like you're actually helping someone out. So like you want to do like your background checks and shit. So I think it actually works in the context of the mechanics and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, maybe one day when we have our foldable PlayStations.
Yes, foldable.
Yeah.
You're on the bus.
No, it's the same stuff. Like some of the answers we got for on the Instagram and stuff. It's like Boom Beach, Clash of Clans. I don't want that on my fucking computer.
Yeah, what? It
No, they
makes
don't.
no sense.
Yeah, they don't care.
Like
But
I
actually-
I don't want to boot up fucking Clash of Clans every like 45 minutes to check my troops or whatever.
Yeah, it'd be annoying. I mean, yeah, like I remember playing. I think it was like one of those types of games. It was like less multiplayer based, but it was still the kind of idea of like you oversee like your little area, like you build up, like you train your troops and shit. You go into like battles against AI or whatever. But like, of course, you had different, like very different mechanics. It was called, I think it was Battle Nations. I think it was. It was for iOS.
Shit.
And it was actually pretty enjoyable. It was like one of the better ones of the broad genre. And I discovered that there was actually a Steam build for it, and I was like, let's see. And it was shit. Like it was the exact same as the iOS version. It's just the convenience of it all for PC. It just didn't work. Like I never played it.
Okay. Yeah.
Cause I'd be like on the bus, or I'd have like free time in between my scheduled events, like in real life, where I'd be able to check it on my phone or whatever. But when you actually like have free time at home on your computer, you're not gonna boot up, that. Like you won't schedule an actual period of time in your day to go check like some small task or that you could have slotted in between other things. Because that's where mobile games work the best, I reckon, is if you can use that idea of convenience.
Yep. It
And
is.
slot it
It's
between
the device is fucking mobile. That's the whole
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
That's the name of the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I hope you fucking mobile people who requested it in episode 2 or whatever are happy now.
Anyway, yeah, that's satisfied your question.
Yep. Now we're gonna move on to some news regarding
Mm-hmm.
games. Lately, there's been a couple of things going on. I think each of us have a bit of insight into each of them. I'm gonna ask Moz. Do you want to kick us off?
Oh.
I wrote MC Dungeons. I know nothing about it, so I'm
Oh,
asking you:
okay.
is there anything worth talking about?
Minecraft Dungeons just came out, if you didn't know, and it's basically like it's taking the style and like idea of Minecraft and putting it into a dungeon crawler, essentially.
Yeah, it's kind of like Diablo from what I've seen.
Yeah, and I don't have the game yet because it seems as if the game is centered towards co-op or multiplayer. In which I asked these fellas if they wanted to,
If you wanted to buy, it's
Fine.
$30, man.
and they declined.
$30?
So
What?
I haven't bought the game yet because these guys declined, and I'm not going to play it.
Wow.
myself.
Okay.
So I am conscious about the fact that it is heavily centered around co-op or multiplayer, which restricts its player base, which might be an issue in the future for this game.
Well,
But-
Do you reckon? I reckon it would build more of a community, like in the.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
reckon
but
it
the
gives
thing
them
is, like,
incentive.
no, but the thing is, like, if you take, I wanted to play the game, but both of you guys or nobody else.
So it's like harder to get into.
yeah,
but
so
if,
it's like
if
it's
it's
like,
like-
oh, okay,
if it's like younger
No-
kids and stuff, right? If the one rich kid in like year 5 gets it, and he's like, "Boys, you would place it," and then they're like, "Oh, Mom, I need to play. You need to get me Minecraft
Yeah, no, but
Dungeons."
that's no.
And it starts to change.
No, it restricts it more. It makes it like making the game better with friends restricts who its audience is, because
Yeah.
you're expecting the audience to be.
What is
Well,
it? Is this just on PC or is it on other stuff?
It's just on PC for now.
Righto.
We'll probably release
Okay,
it.
yeah. So it probably is
Yeah.
for not
Yeah,
not
Yeah.
year 4, 5
Yeah.
kids.
yeah. So,
I watched.
but it looks from what I've seen, because I have looked at like before you buy Minecraft Dungeons or like these other shit, because why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
It's got. I really like how they've taken the Minecraft like style and
Yeah.
they've towards it, and they've changed it slightly, but then they've also brought it out in different ways. So through changing it, and I reckon the style is good. I've always liked that kind of cubic,
The voxel type thing.
style, yeah, and I think it's rather fitting because I haven't seen a dungeon crawler with that kind of style, so I feel like this is a new addition to that genre. Like that 3D, quite large,
Yeah.
vibe, and from the gameplay and stuff, it's pretty basic, but from what I've heard from YouTube videos,
Yeah. Your saucy.
Yeah. I watched
it's
a quick
quite-
photo review this
yeah,
morning.
it's quite addictive in the fact that there's a constant stimulus which you're given,
Yeah.
like constantly being giving you
Yeah,
like,
get loot. You get new
more
loot.
loot,
fight new enemies.
different loot. You
Yeah.
can easily change out your build, and there's also like this whole where you get points and you put points into like magic or agility, all these other kind of things. So it seems like it's a good game that you should probably play with friends, and it's got okay graphics. That's kind of all that I can say without actually.
That's the overall consensus.
Maybe if these two bought the game, we could
We could
$30
talk about it.
now.
Maybe. See,
maybe.
Anyway.
the problem with buying games is that most games are like $20-$30, and I don't really want to spend that a week on a game. Like for the amount of time I spend playing.
Well, I
games.
mean, you did spend $20 on
on the longing,
On
on the longing.
which you've just kind of dissed, and I reckon you'd gain more bang for your buck with Minecraft Dungeons.
I have not given. I have not given up on the longing yet. I'm
No,
willing to
well,
give it a chance.
We'll see in a week.
We'll see in
Slow burn.
we'll see in 400 days when I've finished the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we still did the podcast by then, it's like episode.
Oh yeah,
50.
guys, stay tuned for episode. Yeah, wait, we gotta do this mathematically.
Hang on, 400 days.
400 divided by 7 is 57. 57 more weeks in
Well, that's
episode 65. Stay tuned.
Yep. Sweet. Episode 65, the longing.
Right.
I'll make the thumbnail tonight.
Yeah, write it on your
Yeah.
calculators, fellas.
Make the long, and it's
calendars.
only going to be about the long.
Calculate. Fuck.
Yeah,
Too much extension maths.
the longing special episode coming, episode 65. All right, next bit of news on the list.
Hang on. Actually, I have a little bit of juicy information about Minecraft Dungeons, right?
Okay.
Apparently, at launch, there was a bug where if you uninstalled the game, it fucking wipes your SSD or your hard drive.
Just the whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I
no.
shit you not. I read like articles about it because I heard it in the review this morning. I was watching Critical do his moist meter for it, and then he mentioned that there was a fucking thing about it like wiping a hard drive, and I had to look it up to make sure it was real. And yeah, it is real. For like launch, people would like uninstall the game after finishing it because it is quite small. It's like about I think like 4 hours or something.
Oh, what?
But there's like a lot of replayability because like,
Yeah,
you're
it's
doing
it's
shit.
all about adding to your character, and it's meant to be multiplayer.
Yeah. Anyway, because yeah, people would like uninstall it because like they get fed up or like finish or whatever, and then bam, that's like half their hard drive gone or like their entire hard drive gone. And if it's on the if it's on the fucking C drive, then bye bye Windows.
Man, that's crazy. Why would it do that? It's made in
I don't know.
Unreal Engine. Why the fuck is there like?
Wait, really?
Yeah. Oh, I think. Hold on, I'm gonna double check this because I saw it when I looked it up when Moz was like, "Oh, you boys want to buy this?" I was like, "I'll Google it."
Fuck, that's actually
Minecraft.
hilarious. Yeah, it was like patched pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure, but fuck, that's actually hilarious. Imagine just
I would
being
be
like, yeah.
so pissed.
Like, oh, that was a pretty good game, and then you just
Yeah,
uninstall it.
Unreal Engine
It's just a computer.
Cool. All right. Free to move on to the next bit of news.
I think so. I mean, yeah, we're pretty.
Yeah,
far
cool.
through
All right.
the podcast.
So just I think a week ago, or whatever. Hippo. The devs of Risk of Rain 2 announced they would be delaying the full release of Risk of Rain. It's currently in early access. I'm not too devastated,
Yeah,
because
neither.
they take their
Right.
time with
This is-
updates anyway. To be fair, and the games it doesn't feel like it's super unfinished. It's still
I didn't even know it was.
Yeah, it's still fun. Like it's still polished.
it's still pretty polished. So the thing I wanted to ask you guys is because I've got like a shit ton of hours in Risk of Rain, but you guys probably only have like 10ish.
I have probably
Oh.
around 12.
I don't know.
Around
Probably.
that, yeah, like low.
It feels like it would be 10.
Yeah, I want to ask you guys what your biggest gripes with the game or stuff that you would like to see in a full release. What if there's any you think is you feel is missing from the game currently? Because it is early access.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I
I
mean,
mean, there's
Well-
times where I forget it's early access,
Yeah.
and because it just feels nice to play, right? But I don't think I've played enough of it to be able to point out gripes or to be able to figure out exactly what I would want, particularly out of the game so far. But yeah, that just gives me more of an excuse to play it, I guess, which is fun.
Yeah. Moz, anything?
Well, I don't really know what it's 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 meant to be a roguelike or just like a game where you just you collect equipment, you get this character, and then you just fight monsters. You just keep on going higher and higher, and it gets harder and harder and harder. I don't really know how much more you can add to a game like that. Like what
Yeah.
what
Do you just add more
do you
enemies
add-
and more
Yeah,
items, more characters? Yeah.
yeah, I don't really know what more you can add to it aside from just more of the same stuff, just more items, more maps or more monsters.
Yeah.
I reckon it's fine the way it is now. I don't really it doesn't change anything if there's a new map or whoop-de-doo. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not going to be a big deal because it's just a map. It's not like it's missing a whole game mechanic, I feel. Because it's
Yeah.
already. So I'm not really phased by that, and I would consider it to be, it's fine the way it is now. I don't even know what they're going to add to it, but whatever it is, I'm expecting it to be a great deal or anything amazing. It's just probably more of the same stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's good. Like a smart thing the developers done. They've set them up with a foundation where it's super easy for them to just, add updates. It's like here's 2 new maps and a character. Here's your
Yeah.
update.
It
Here's
slots in
10
really
new
nicely,
items and 3 new enemies and a boss. There's your update.
Yeah.
And people,
You just you just add more, make more of the different layouts you can do, or choose different heroes if you call them that.
yeah, more survivors characters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that's it. That's the
Yeah.
game.
And I mean,
You
it
got
must
the-
be
yeah.
also
Now-
for the devs. It must be. I reckon it'd be fun to develop a game like that. It's like you come to the office. Hey guys, what character should we make
Yeah,
now
it'd be
for the game?
awesome.
No, it's like
What
hey
items?
guys,
Not
I
like,
came
oh
up.
fuck, what else we do
so-
with the lore, or there is lore, but we have to progress the story or create a whole new expansion or whatever. Just we want a new boss. Yeah, this sounds cool. Yeah. Oh, he looks cool.
It's like, do you know, Jade, what they were looking at adding? What
Oh,
mode
for
they're-
the final release.
yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna get the Risk of Rain 2 roadmap. I know they're adding a final boss to the game. So currently, you can just infinitely loop the game. There's no real true ending, but they're adding a final
Yeah.
boss. They're adding a new character, a final boss, a final
Oh, yeah.
stage, and then just new items, equipment, and more. So it's nothing
Yeah,
like
see,
a massive
that's
overhaul.
it's exactly what I said. They've already put everything down. They've already made the foundation for the game. Everything they do now is extra to that.
They just build up more layers.
It's it's honestly fine the way it is now, and having it delayed isn't probably a big deal because
Yeah. It says
all
it says
the
it was,
groundworks are already here.
it was scheduled for spring 2020. That's over now, isn't it? Because it would be
Yeah,
autumn
just
for
about
us. That's
nearly.
over.
Yeah.
and they've pushed it back to August. So that is like a pretty lengthy extension.
Yeah.
But so I don't know what they're like working on, but I don't know. I'm keen. I'm keen for this final boss.
So am I.
It's hooked me.
I mean,
They've
like
got me.
how many? The longest I've played like a consecutive run has been like 2 hours. So
Yeah, I think the longest I was like a 2-hour run. Fine.
So, like,
Now
how
we get a
much-
final boss. So we can. end
is
the
it going to
run.
be at 2 hours or is it going to be at like 4?
I think I can't remember how they did it in the last game.
Is it going to be difficulty based? So like if I choose like a really easy difficulty.
No, I think it's stage based. I think.
And do you think that they'll maintain like the infinite mode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had that in Risk-Rain. You have like the option to go to this final stage and fight the boss, or you can just keep infinitely looping it.
Yeah.
I fucking can't remember how they did it like exactly in Risk-Rain 1, but that was like the general gist of it. You had the option to like end the game by go fighting the final boss.
Yeah.
But now it's in 3D. They can do some cool shit with it.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Ooh.
Reminded me of a game. It's probably off topic now, but actually it kind of isn't. But Goddess. I don't know if you. It was a mobile game that they adapted to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I've played it.
Maybe you've heard of it. It cupped
I
itself.
have.
And it was a staple game of my primary years, I would say.
Yeah.
I just loved that game, and I loved the
The art is sick.
Yeah, the art's really,
and what
really nice.
what it had for it. I remember when it came out, it was like, oh, we're gonna add a multiplayer, and we're gonna add all of these new, well, multiplayer was the biggest thing, but like these military units and these wars and battles you can do, and these
That'd
other
be cool as.
quests and stuff. And I got the game when it was like, in development or brand new. And it was essentially like, you just build your little place and it was simple. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. It looks so cool. I can't wait until the multiplayer and the quests and the military tactics and all this stuff comes out. And it never did.
Never did.
Never did. And
I googled it, right, and it has 5
so much.
Has 5
Yeah.
out of 10 on Steam and 4.5 out of 5 on Apple. So
Yeah.
It had so much potential, I feel. I loved how they made the game.
it's very
And-
stylized. Yeah.
Yeah, it
The
looks
art
good,
I
film.
love.
It
but-
kind of looks. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
kind of looks
just
a little bit like
They
the
just
buildings
left
and stuff. It looks almost like that game Islanders that I got on Steam. It's fuck.
The hockey team.
Yeah, I just came up with that as well. Hang on, Islanders game. Yeah. It's like this minimalist city builder, strategy type game on Steam. It's super relaxing. Like, and it's
I did not find Goddess relaxing.
it's
Sometimes.
easy. It's easy to play, like to the point where like you can do other things while you play it, which is what I love. Because like I was able to like watch like Netflix or whatever. Like I think I ended up like watching The Office. Like I finished off The Office, so just playing this game. It's chill as it's great to like relax, and the game visuals are gorgeous, and it just reminds me of Goddess so much. Visually.
When you said relaxing,
Cool.
remembered like when I would like clear a little bit of land on the other side of the map, and I would get a builder to walk from there all the way to the other side, and it would be like the most painful thing because I would make a track for them, and then
Yeah.
go in some random fucking direction to there, and then they would be like, help, God, you need to clear the land. And I was like, my God, if you just
Follow the path.
you just followed the path I made you, maybe it would work. And then they get back onto it, and I'm like, oh yes, I like close the game, I come back, and they've moved like just like a little bit, and then they get stuck, and it's like I just get
Yeah. Would love that.
anyway.
Man,
That was a game that was on your tablet or on your iPad that they made into a Steam game, and they still
they
did shit.
fucked it up. Yeah.
Let's go.
What's the developers like? Can 22 or 22 Can?
22 cans.
Yeah, come on, what you doing with the game? I think it's been like 2 years though or something. So
They were founded
Yeah,
in
it's been a
2012.
while.
Yeah, no, I think it's been like 2 years
Oh,
since.
they made the Trail
did anything for
Frontier Challenge is their latest game from 2017.
Looks like Goddess has been a bit
Yeah, I think they.
neglected.
Oh well.
I
Oh,
cry. Big sad.
Big F in the chat for Goddess.
yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, next bit
Moving
of
on.
news. Yeah, Moz again. You are the Terraria master.
Oh yes,
Terraria
I've
Minions.
spent 15 hours recently playing the new Terraria Journey's End.
How many hours in total do you think?
Oh, I have about 130 hours.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I reckon about that. And it's it's pretty good. I would say it's essentially the same game, although it's made these slight differences, which just
Yeah, does it feel it? Does it?
yeah, it feels the same. It feels the same, really.
Yeah,
But
because it's more like adding like little bits to every aspect of the game. It's not like a
Yeah.
big expansion in one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
it's kind of like a refined version because now you've got the environment has been up, like revamped. So now you've got dynamic leaves and dynamic lighting and well, it's kind of dynamic lighting. They changed up the lighting a bit, so now it's not all like plain. But there's not a lot of there's like I think there's only like 19 new enemies and but there's meant to be 1,000 new items which
Oh, wow.
I cannot really see.
Yeah.
Like all that I know now is I've got like the sergeant's wait, I think I've got the United what's it called again? Anyway, I've got some brand new item, a weapon, which is like a shield, which is like Captain America's shield.
Okay.
Oh, Nate.
That's pretty good. It's actually really good because it's a good addition to the melee build.
What about the new modes?
Yeah. Journey. Yeah, so you've got journey mode and you've got master mode. And journey mode's essentially like journey mode is essentially like well, you're given wings at the start, you're given like a pretty good set of armor and weapons. And basically it's like creative mode, but in order to have the item that you can duplicate, you need to get it first in the world.
Okay.
So-
So yeah.
Oh, Nate.
Yeah. So say I want to get the Terror Blade, right? Which is like the final
Yeah.
weapon, one of the final ones. I can't just spawn that in. I have to go through the entire game, and once I get the Terror Blade, it's like you've unlocked the Terror Blade. Now you can have as many of it as you want.
Nice.
Same thing goes for like dirt. It says like you have to collect 100 bits of dirt until you can infinitely have dirt. So it's
Sweet.
it's pretty much like that. And also with journey mode, you can change the difficulty. So it's got like a little slider, so you can
Okay.
say
Yeah. Just like coefficient.
like 0.1% of the difficulty,
Yeah.
or they can be 10 times the difficulty.
Ooh.
That's
Have
pretty
you
good.
have you played it? Have you given it a try?
No, I haven't. I didn't play that because it didn't seem inviting to my like what I play the game for.
Yeah.
But I played master mode, which is like expert mode on steroids,
Yeah.
and I just got too annoyed because it was absolutely shit. I could not even kill a slime,
Okay.
but it's pretty good. And some of them, like if you die, you die. So it's like shit.
Yeah.
Supposed to do
Thanks.
now. R.I.P.
Yeah, I don't know if Terraria is a game that I would want to be like brutally difficult in the same way something like
No, because
Dark
it's
Souls
meant-
could be, or
yeah.
you know.
Many things like you just accidentally lose your jump and then you die in lava, which happened all too often. And that's R.I.P. Rest in peace. It's no more game.
Yeah, but I mean, it's good. It's good that it's there. It's just all these. It's just an overall, like you said, an overall
Yeah.
refinement of the entire product.
Yeah.
It's a shame though that this is the last one. But Then-
Oh,
if I think about what could they do? They've added two new bosses and they've added quite a
Yeah.
few bosses.
It's
So
it's great
there's
that
all that.
they did that like Steam now the mod loaders on Steam now. So it's a lot easier for
Yeah,
people for the community content to flourish now that the devs have,
yeah,
dropped
and I
the
think
project.
yeah they've given it now to the community.
Yeah,
It's
which
like,
I think it's good.
and that's why I see all the time when I see Terraria, it's like the second thing that comes up is like Terraria Calamity mod or something,
Yeah,
and
because
it shows that. And I see all the stuff if I try to look up like how am I supposed to craft this thing because I don't know how to craft anything. And it will just come up with like calamity items, and that's like I really don't care about calamity items. I'm playing Terraria, but it
Yeah.
shows how many people play these modded versions of the game and how community.
Yeah, I mean, games like Terraria and
Um,
Minecraft, they survived off the community. That's what
yeah.
made
yeah,
them
definitely.
flourish.
And yeah, like the whole modding scene and stuff is what
Mhm.
keeps fresh content coming in without the devs actually having to, you know, knuckle down and create so much new stuff every month or whatever.
Yeah.
It works really, really well for those types of games.
Hmm.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, that's genuine.
That's cool. That's Terraria. Last bit of news. I don't know how long we'll spend on this one, but I kind of want to bring this up with mods here. There is now a
Again, oh my God.
Brawlhalla Battle Pass.
Ooh,
And
Brawlhalla Battle
both-
On the bandwagon.
Both myself and Moz have purchased this Battle Pass.
Oh, you're part of the problem, get out of here.
No, no.
Probably, you think it's a problem? Alright, Max, please elaborate. How do you think Battle Passes are a problem?
It's just like I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just funny how they're popping up fucking everywhere.
Because it's a good business model. It gets people.
It's
It
very
gets
clever.
people to spend money, and then
Oh,
they
it
have
gets
to
so
play
many more
the game.
people on the game.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. There were so many like before the battle pass came out. It was I could play like the free for all and I would win consecutively. Nowadays, that's not really the case because there are so many more players on the game and
Everyone's
players
coming back.
mind you, that it's really revitalized the game.
Yeah, because it rewards people for playing the game. Previously,
Yeah.
you get fucking nothing for playing the game before the Battle Pass.
Yeah.
You get like 50 gold per match, and that's it.
Yeah. See now there's a
Now we get
drop-
Brawl Gems.
so I am so happy that it's not like Rocket League. And what is up with Rocket League's one then? Like comparing Rocket League's one, which is like okay, once the week is done, that's it. The missions
Yeah, for the
are done.
challenges. Yeah, the weekly challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when I spoke to Matt, he said that the way the battle pass is in
Fortnite.
Brawl, no, sorry, the way the brawl pass is in Brawlhalla, which is like okay, there's a week's worth of missions, but they remain throughout the entire duration of the pass.
Yeah, it's the same thing in Fortnite. I think that's like the traditional
Yeah, that's
thing.
how they always
I
are.
think
So I'm
Rocket League
confused,
is
like,
just
what the hell did Rocket League do? Because I hated battle passes because the only experience I had with battle passes was Rocket League. And Rocket League pissed me off because it was like, because once a week was over, it was over. And some of them were really hard, and I did not want to play
you
this.
want to play. Yeah.
Like for a long time, I was like, oh, this is shit. I'm not going to play this stupid thing and get like certain kills or, well, not kills, score these goals. I couldn't give a shit. I'm not going to do it in a week. But with the Brawl one, like I don't have to do them all in a week. I can do like one of them a half, and then throughout the entire duration of playing with friends and whatnot, you just get them.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
I think it's a better design too, because it's
It
like the
is.
people who want to grind, they can fucking grind and like get that Hattori skin by the end of the week. I'm sure someone already has it by now. But more casual players still will end up getting everything.
Yeah, and that's a lot better.
Yeah. So good job, Blue Mammoth Games.
Yeah, but I don't really like these kind of things where people are just taking the same ideas and putting them into different games.
Well, what else are they gonna do? The fucking
I know,
Yeah.
and I know it's an inevitability and it's a good marketing choice, and it generally it's good for the game. But when I think about game integrity, which this comes into textual integrity, but game integrity, I see it as something which doesn't add to integrity, a game's integrity, because it shows how
Yeah.
it's subject
Yeah.
to market market fluctuations and changes. So it's not so much orientated to a devotion to like the game and to its mechanics. More so is it devoted to acquiring money and
Yeah,
monetary.
I think it definitely varies
It's,
between games.
that's
It's a free to play
that's what it's
fighting
for.
game,
Yeah.
and I think I understand that.
And I can see, yeah, but I see like battle passes as, essentially purely for monetary gain from a business. So they're not really gonna, because they don't add anything to the game. They add skins and
Yeah.
new, no
Yeah.
mechanic things. So it shows how a game is, orientating itself towards, acquisition of, income.
Yeah,
It's-
no, I would be pissed off if they add like a battle pass or something like Risk of Rain too. Like, I'd be like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this? Piss off.
Yeah.
Like,
I reckon-
So I see it as something which diminishes a game's integrity, but it's a good marketing choice. If your goal is money, then you win. Good job.
Yeah, I reckon battle passes are a great way of getting revenue for like from a game, free to play. I reckon because like you don't get fucking money from the get go from players, right? You have to. It's good to have something else in there, as like an option for people who wanna go the extra mile to get the cosmetics or whatever. Sure, go ahead, get the battle pass. Sure, devs have a battle pass, but I think it like for me it kind of draws the line where you have a game that you already spend like fucking like for instance Modern Warfare, right? The new one, I believe it has a battle pass for the multiplayer, and that game from the get go. I mean, it's AAA, right? It costs a lot of money already. Like it was like a full 90 AUD game at launch. Now it's probably like around like 50 or 60 AUD. And then it's like, oh, what, you want cosmetics? Okay, go ahead and pay fucking $10 for this season or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, like I like the whole idea of the progression, right? It's just having like extra money, like extra. I mean, even the whole idea that it's optional and it's all cosmetic based. It's still asking more money out of the game that you already spent.
Yeah, and that's also goes into like I feel it diminishes a game's
Yeah.
because it shows how the company is not so much rooted into community orientation, but more so it's like it's a money and
Yeah, that's true.
but I
agree.
can forgive Blue Mammoth games because it's a free game. But yeah, obviously
Yeah,
something where you
exactly.
already spent fucking $90 on it. Like, fuck
yeah,
off.
like given you see, I have a different stance given my already added.
Yeah. I have supported Blue Mammoth enough. I refuse to.
Yeah, I don't know. You see, it always tends to be the games that are free. You spend more on.
Yeah, because they give you fucking nothing otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, the free battle,
Yeah,
like the
it's just-
free tiers on the battle passes are always shit. It's like, what's? It's
No,
just there to
especially
make
the
you
brawl
feel.
one.
It's just
You
make you
get,
there to
like-
feel bad.
No, you get like 8 things in the free brawl pass.
Yeah, you get like 5
You get,
profile
like
pictures.
85
Yeah.
things if you buy it. So it's
It literally
And
just guilts you
made
into
it
like
yeah, and they've made it it's a good deal. Like if you wanted to get 4 skins plus a knockout plus a little sidekick plus taunts, that is a lot more than $15 Australian.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot more. You're looking at like $40-50 there. So they have made a great, it's cheap for what it's worth, but that is why it's so good. It's such a good thing to get
Yeah.
on, and also because it's limited. Like you're not going to get these taunts and you're not going to get these skins again.
And I think that's why it works
So much
really well.
internal conflict within a player, especially seeing other people play it, because the game, you pit each other against each other and you see all of these cool unique skins and taunts and you're like, damn, that looks so cool, I really wish I had it. So the entire game just compounds that idea that this is a good purchase.
Like it taps into that lust of like the human
Yeah.
like the human desire of wanting something that's exclusive, like
Yeah.
you see a sign in a shop front that says sale, right? That's gonna make you want to get in there and
Yeah.
get something because it's limited offer.
Yeah.
Same
And
thing with battle
it's
pass.
like
It's all
the-
exclusive.
Yeah, like when you go to a shop, I don't know if you guys do this or not, but if there's a sale, I tend to look for the things that are like not on sale.
What? Why?
No, because the things on sale, everything's on sale. I go to any shop and something's always on sale. and usually it's the same shit that's always on sale. So when I look at something which is not on sale, I don't know. It's just I kind of don't like how the fact everything is always on sales. It's always because that goes straight into the human psyche, which is like, oh look,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
on sale. I have to get it whilst it's cheap. And I know that people put up these shit signs that say sale when really they haven't changed the price at all.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
I bought the longing when it was on
mentality
sale,
grab.
but it was 10% off, so I still paid like $18 for it.
Hmm. No, but they're different.
Huh? What do you mean? It's still something on sale.
What?
Game. It's like
Yeah.
it's like
No, but I'm
fucking.
saying like when you go to when you go to a store and everything.
Like a physical store.
Yeah, I'm not talking because online you can compare and contrast.
No, the
but,
Steam page is just always just full of bombarded sales and
Yeah.
shit.
yeah.
Civ,
Every go on
Civ
feature,
6,
just like-
I hate Civ 6 marketing, right? It's like $100, but it just goes on like 90% off sales like every fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And it was fucking free on Epic Games last week.
Yeah.
no, it's annoying as that game.
I got it on like a big summer
Because
sale,
so many
I
people
was
buy
lucky.
the DLCs and shit that they can do that. Like fuck it. And the more people that have the game, the more people who want to buy the DLC. So it's like,
Yeah.
yum. Oh well. Anyway.
I cry. Okay. Wrapping us up, I mustered one question from the Soulcube server, and then Moz's meme of the week. You better have a meme ready. I'm giving you a warning. I read out the question and we talk about this, because it's probably not very relevant to you. It's a question.
I didn't-
Yeah, write down your meme so you have it. We have a question.
No, I was gonna think of one, but I didn't think it was good. Anyway, your question.
Last minute question from Vaughn on the Soulcube server. If given the opportunity to join a AAA studio, would you leave Soulcube and join it? What if a renowned indie studio invites you to work for them? Oh,
Would you leave me?
Would
would
you?
you leave
Would we
me,
leave
Jade?
Soulcube? I'm gonna ask you first.
I don't know. I don't think it'd be up to like me, like entirely. I'd definitely have to consult my colleagues on it all.
Like as an
but I don't know.
artist, you could like, would you do it? Like, because it's not like it's pretty
Yeah.
easy for you to get contracted by.
Oh fuck
Go on.
yeah, that's true. Ooh, that is quite a tough dilemma.
Who would it be? Like, what if Blizzard
Fuck,
was
I don't
like,
know.
"Yo, we want
Blizzard, no, I don't think I'd want to hop in, like initially from the get go, like from Soulcube straight to AAA. I don't think I want to do that. If I was gonna go into like a larger industry, I'd kind of want to work my way up and get a feel for things, like ramp myself up with like a gradient, not just go straight into the fucking deep end of like a AAA studio, because I kind of like the freedoms and flexibilities of, like well, not all indies, but I mean like Soulcube now. Like I get a say in a lot of the game. If I was saying in Blizzard, they'd be like, do my UI, do the UI, do the little button, do it,
Yeah.
do it. It's like, okay, fuck you.
would you be able to do that? Can you work like that?
No, I
No?
fucking
Yeah.
go insane.
Because I can't. That's the thing for me. Is I can't.
No.
As that's just something about me. Is that I don't. It's art, right? Like I don't want to make someone else's art. I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Actually,
I work in.
yeah, I feel the same
Obviously,
way.
I work as an employee in software, but that's different, right? It's not fucking art. It's just a thing that needs to get done for a client who needs to run their fucking hairdressing business or whatever.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're looking at me.
Moz is finding funny.
Yeah, I
so,
am. And it was a pretty good one.
Alright, you better save it. Save your meme. But yeah, I don't know. When I was younger, I was like, man, what would be sick? Working for Chucklefish. No. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be very sick, but not in a good way. I'd be.
Yeah. So that's obviously not a dream at all. But if I look at like the games I love and like the teams behind them, I don't know if I kind of want to work with them. Like, I want to do my own thing, and hopefully I have the opportunity to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a much more interesting way to live life, even if it's less secure, I guess.
Yeah, I totally agree with that one. I feel the same. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely if you know me like as a person, you know that I very like anti-authoritarian. Yeah. So working for someone like like Blizzard or EA or even like Rockstar and all that. Nah, I don't want to do that.
If I'm making stuff for the game, I'd kind of want to have more of a say than just I want this segment of the 1/100th of the UI to look this way.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go into more interesting things. I kind of want to direct the narrative and direct the whole purpose of the game into. Yeah.
Yeah, because what I don't. The thing I enjoy about game development isn't coding. I'm like, fuck yes, coding time, fellas. Woohoo!
Keyboard taps.
No, it's like I enjoy the whole process. It's an art, right?
Yeah, and if you limit yourself just to coding, then like, what's the point, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I might as well just be fucking doing software at that point. Be getting paid more, be more secure. But that's the thing. It's like even if it was. Even if I had a position as a game designer, if it was on like a board of like 10 game designers, that sounds like a nightmare to me. I don't want to have to like work with like 10 different people to come up with like a concise vision. Because I think at that point,
That's how most
lots of the
them do
teams
it.
that have like 10, like, we talked about this on a previous episode. What's the saying? When you have like, how in like lots of Hollywood movies, they have like 10 different fucking writers and it ends up shit.
What, like too many chiefs, not enough workers, or whatever?
Yeah, whatever the saying is. We fucked it up last time.
I don't know.
But it's the same
I don't
thing.
know.
It's
I
like
don't
I don't
know.
want to be a part of that. Like that's not fun for me or something that I'm interested in. So no, not really. And I don't think we are going to be offered the opportunity. I don't think any AAA studios are fucking going to approach us and be like, yo.
Yeah, Blizzard goes,
Yo.
these kids at Soulcube, damn.
Damn, have you guys seen the latest Super Saturday entries? Oh man, we gotta fucking get on these.
Damn, I gotta
fellas.
hire on the payroll right now.
Alright, I reckon
Yeah.
that wraps it up. Thank you, Vaughn, for the question. We only had one question.
Yeah,
Remember,
thanks
if you
very
guys have
much.
any other questions, drop them in and we'll fucking answer
Shoot
them.
him over.
Hell, nothing else to talk about. Apart from
Except for yes.
Moz's meme of the
No.
week. Come on.
No,
Come
I
on.
I don't really have a meme of the week. I've actually been quite busy with like work and
With
work's just
Terraria.
texted me. No. Like no.
Terraria is now more important than memes. This is
And then-
incredible.
The pubs opened up again. So
Oh,
now
you
they're-
heading back to work now?
No, yeah, they're just like, come work again, and I'm just like, oh, God. Anyway, but back to meme of the week. I don't know if
What the
maybe
fuck
this...
did you laugh at so hard before? Is this not a...
Okay, what it was it was like amidst the riots in the US. It says it was just like police authorities are now being required to watch Zootopia
Oh yeah, I saw that as well.
to represent the biases between racism, and I just laughed because that's so fucking stupid.
No, dude, the stuff over there is nuts. Like, I don't want to
Yeah,
get into it
and
too much.
that's what I'm going to consider the meme of the week. It's
of the week?
there's not a lot. I don't think there's been a lot of good ones recently.
I know a good new format.
Oh,
What
what
is
is
it?
it?
The fucking one with like the big like Herculean strongman doge.
Oh, the Doge.
and then you
yeah,
have
and
like
they
little
have the
like
21st
little wimpy
century.
cheems.
Yeah, that's
That is
they are pretty
That's
good.
great.
Although
It's so versatile. I love it.
when I went through the memes just then, everything that was on my feed was Minneapolis. So it was like
Yeah. No, actually, speaking of that one, I don't think you guys have played the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, but like,
No, I sent you
I
a
see a
meme
lot
just
of memes
now.
in it.
Did you see the meme that I just sent you?
no.
Okay,
But I was
it's
gonna
legit-
say there's like I'm seeing things just like you have like burning buildings and like burning like McDonald's, burning Target and shit, and I just see clips so it's like this is how it is, like this is how it feels going to the streets or whatever, like now, and it has that level in Modern Warfare 2 where you're playing as the Marines during the Russian invasion, and you're in like the burger joint, and it's like going to the Burger Town, Ramirez, the Burger Town, and like you're walking around like the shit on fire. It's so funny.
I think I just sent you that or something.
Yeah.
Similar. But yeah, I reckon that whole thing is just absolutely.
No, it's private. Thanks,
But-
Moz. I can't even look at it.
We probably won't go into a big thing about that. Oh, you can't look at it. That's a shame. No, but
Private meme. You sent me a private meme.
private account.
well, how am I supposed
Private
to?
account. Private account.
Yeah, well, how am I supposed to know it's a private account?
Okay.
Anyway, does that
Anyway,
does that conclude?
no, like, yeah, that thing's just. This is absolutely crazy. But actually, you know what? We'll say the Doge one because that's probably not so like politically driven. So the Doge one is pretty.
Anyway,
And if people
yeah.
seen the Doge one that Max so thankfully reminded me about, it's essentially where it's got say like a person from history, a person like a profession or a hierarchical structure or a specific person which had a really important role or a really challenging role back in history. Say they were a child in the Roman era, say a 16-year-old, and it will say like, "Mother, I have come back from war with my second wife, and I have slain the head of 1,000 soldiers," as an instant, and then it's got this big buff Doge, and then just next to it it will say 2020, and it will have a little
No one liked my TikTok.
a little tiny Doge, and it will say like, my Wi-Fi is shit, my TikTok won't load, and it's like, Mom, make me a sandwich, and it's basically contrasting. Well, it's
It sounds shit when we explain it. It sounds so awful.
okay. Well, you know what? Jade will put something up on screen now. And show
Oh,
you
okay. You guys can send me a compilation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll send
and
over
I'll put
a few
them
of
up
them
there.
for you.
of what these
Don't worry.
look like,
Oh,
and
I got you.
they're really good because they have a lot of, I think they have a lot of meaning because they're showing the contrast between what society
Oh boy,
was and what it
getting
is
into it
now
now.
in a beneficial and negative light, especially when it comes to some professions and some ideas. But it also shows how we take a lot of today's society for granted in the sense that, like, there are these people back then in those Roman years, so for your life, you had to fight, you would get sick and die really quickly. Everything was, there was, infestations of rats and the plagues and disease-ridden stuff and food that was scarce and people trying to kill you and theft. And we've got such a cushioned society now, and I don't know.
Becomes
I feel
softened.
like
Yeah.
And
these
we live in a
memes that
society.
show the contrast between these two things really exemplifies that, and it comes a lot into, I feel like, a 21st century idea of memes, which is more of a existentialism where it looks at stuff in a very pessimistic
Yeah, surrealist, existential.
or and I feel like this is just another idea. So I reckon when we're like 80 and they talk about meme culture, they're going to go about like the existentialists, and it's going to be like the period between like 2000. I don't know. I would don't be
Existentialism
Well,
2000.
fucking
It would not be
boys.
2010. I reckon it's going to be 2020 to like 2040 because I reckon we're going into an absolute shitstorm of a societal shift right now. Fissure.
Oh boy.
This is going to be fun.
Man,
Anyway,
man, the Keem
Anyway,
fucking
that
dog
concludes
meme ended
the
up more
Soulcast.
political than the Minneapolis riot.
yeah.
meme.
Anyway, meme of the
There we go.
week.
There's our meme of the
Doge
week.
meme.
Thank you, Mon.
Yeah.
Woo!
No worries.
Man, we're so glad you stuck around to. I know. Yep.
to listen to the meme of the
We've
week.
been recording for ages.
Yeah, this is a
I
very
know,
long
this one's
episode.
probably-
I hope someone stuck around to hear the meme of the week.
Alright,
We better sign
anyway,
off.
should I wrap up?
Yes, go.
Yes.
Alright,
Take it away.
rapid fire wrap ups. Okay, if you enjoyed the podcast, then leave a like, comment, share with your mates, like or dislike on it. It just depends. Anyway, subscribe. Check out more of our videos. We have devlogs
Oh my god.
on our channel.
Oh
We
my
have more
God.
devlogs coming soon.
Oh my god.
More podcast episodes coming
Oh my
soon.
god.
If you're curious about Soulcube, about what we do, check out our socials. We have them all in the description
Oh my
in
God.
this video. We have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have a Discord server with events and cool things happening
Oh my
there.
god.
Oh my god.
You can win some cool things.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And yeah, check it out.
Oh my god.
Just
That's
go
so
look it up,
cool.
I don't care.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Anyway, thanks. Bye.
Okay, see you guys.